Hey, Alexis, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Scared of robots?
I guess it depends what kind of robot it is.
Are you scared you're going to lose your job to AI?
You know what? I'm really not.
No, you're not scared that you're going to lose your job to AI.
No, I'm not.
It sure seems like a lot of people, including personal trainers, and if you couldn't tell, that's what our episode today is about. We're talking about AI, how it's going to affect personal training. Should you be concerned about your job? I see this topic pop up everywhere pretty much, including on our personal training, including on our YouTube channel. So what are your thoughts then, Alexis? Why are you not scared that you're going to lose your job to AI?
You know how when clients come in and they talk to you for 45 minutes?
Boy, do I. I know all about that.
ChatGPT, Nano Banana, whatever, OpenAI, whatever it is.
We sound like boomers for sure, but yeah.
They can't do that.
Really?
They
probably
can't.
can, actually.
Well, they probably can, but they can't respond to you like a person can.
They can't hold you accountable, I think is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's true. There's no personality.
That social aspect to it, that is a huge part of our job. When someone is coming to see you, yes, they are hiring you for your expertise. That being said, the thing that keeps them coming back, the thing that really gets them through the door usually in the first place, that is you holding them accountable. They know they're not going to show up. They know they're not going to be consistent unless they have you in that appointment time. And up to this point, 2026, beginning of 2026, the robots cannot replace us there yet.
Peloton, Mix, other things, right? That offer like live classes, but at home. You know, I think they're trying to have some level of accountability, but even that, right? No one is telling you to be there. No one is waiting for you. You need that person sitting there with an appointment time saying, where are you?
Yeah, like if you don't show up to your spin class, it's not that big of a deal. Like you're not going to feel, you might feel bad about it, but there's not a human being waiting on the other side of that. And I guess there kind of is, but they don't know you're there, right? There's not that human to human accountability. Just up to this point, there's really no way to replicate that. I think ultimately we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's funny because we were talking about this the other day, and I think you were talking about, what was the job that was being replaced? Was it like a nurse?
We were talking about somebody who does medical research and how they recently lost their job because their company is leaning more towards AI.
Okay, and this was somebody you knew who lost their job.
Yep.
They do medical research for a living, and now they're looking for a job.
Looking for a new job.
And what we were talking about was this person's job in a lot of ways is more important than our jobs to the survival of humankind. How important your job is has no bearing on whether your job is going to be replaced by AI or not. It's just simply, can AI replace your job or can it not replace your job? And our job is so personal. There is that personal touch, that human touch, that interestingly enough, I think personal training, the kind that we do anyways, is going to be safe for quite some time.
AI can certainly write you a program or tell you what to eat or correct something if you have a question about it, right? But they can't be next to you. They can't have a conversation with you while you're working out. They can't be waiting for you for your appointment. You know, all of those things that we do are way more important than the actual, you know, are my macros correct today?
The only personal training job I could see fading away potentially, but even still, I tend to think it will stick around for a good while, are the online coaches who essentially just kind of give you a program and then send you off on your merry way. Because at that point, yeah, AI really could do the job almost as well as a human being, if not as well.
There are nuances to training and especially something like bodybuilding, right? If you're a bodybuilder, you don't want a computer telling you what exercises to do. You want someone that is trained in bodybuilding that can assess your symmetry and your progress and, you know, your delt versus your tricep and all that stuff, right? That a computer cannot do.
There are definitely individuals that will want very specific coaching. I'm just saying some of those people, if all they're looking for is a program, and if the AI can do it almost as well or as well as a person, if you want the accountability or if you need that special touch from an expert, someone who's been up on the stage, yeah, obviously in that case, you're still going to need a real person. And that's not going to go away anytime soon. But I'm just saying maybe there is an avenue or two in online training where they're going to see some negative impacts from AI.
You know, it's kind of like AI, but really isn't.
Now what?
pocket prep.
That's true because it's very smart and it makes you very smart and it helps you learn things. There is a very cool thing coming up on the 16th, which, hey, tomorrow's the 12th, so it's just a few days away. There is a free study group and it's going to go for 30 days. If you are trying to really focus on preparing for NASM, ACE, ACSM, NSCA, any of the big personal training exams, check out our link down below. It's really going to be a good way to stay on track. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I am excited. I think it's going to be
We're
fun.
going to be a part of it. I'm on the expert panel, so I'll
Ooh.
be answering some questions at some point very soon. I think it's going to be cool. Going to share a lot of tips. Going to help you guys pass some tests. Back to AI.
Now that we've established that we don't think the AI is going to take our jobs, what do we think it will actually do?
I think in a lot of ways, it's going to kind of just be a useful tool. We've talked about this in a bunch of videos and podcasts recently, but the main way people find us and hire us is by local Google search. A percentage of people are just using ChatGPT or a different type of search at this point. So you have to make sure that you are ranking okay on those search engines as well. I think we can use it as a tool for a whole bunch of different things. For example, we were writing up ads recently, Facebook ads, and what did we do? We went to ChatGPT and then we had ChatGPT write us a bunch of ads and you edit them, you tweak them here and there. But how much time did that save us? It saved us a ton of time.
Well, the thing about ChatGPT, right, or any AI is that it starts to know you almost better than you know yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so for stuff like that, website copy, ad copy, even sometimes like an Instagram caption, right? AI is able to compile all of the things that you've told it in the past and create basically a perfect thing for you.
You said website copy and Wix, which we love Wix. Wix has done us very well over the years. Wix now has a thing where AI can essentially just build your entire site for you. You just kind of type in some prompts and it just makes your entire site. And like typing something into ChatGPT, I'm sure you're going to have to go in there and edit some things. But if it does like 90 something % of the work for you, that's amazing, right? I mean, how much time is that going to save you?
Yeah, even Canva. Canva has like a lot of AI features now too.
We use Canva so much.
We use Canva a ton. Whether you're making, designs for your website or you're making a video or whatever it is, right? A flyer for your personal training studio. Like you can use AI on there to really help you.
So I think what will happen, not with just personal training, with every type of business, is there are going to be those who utilize AI and they utilize it as a powerful tool. And then there are going to be those who don't. And in a lot of ways, those people are going to be left behind. It's just the next iteration of Google search. It's a lot more powerful of a tool than that.
Yeah, I think there are also some ways that you can integrate AI into your actual like training capacity.
You don't say. How do you do that?
Well, I've been playing around with personally giving AI like my meals and asking it to basically calculate my macros for me. Like, here is a bowl of oatmeal. Can you tell me how many calories are in this? It makes tracking food a lot less of a barrier than it normally is, right? It can be kind of time consuming or daunting. But if I can just upload a picture of my food and say, hey, can you estimate how many calories are in half a cup of oatmeal with a tablespoon of peanut butter, right? And then track it for me, it takes away some of that barrier.
Yeah, and obviously you could use that information. You could give that information to a client,
right?
Potentially,
and have
we
them
have
do it.
a lot of videos on what you can legally do when it comes to talking nutrition with clients. It depends on where you live. Do you live in a green state, yellow state, red state, so on and so forth? In green states like we're in Connecticut, you can really do quite a bit of nutrition work with clients. So that would save you a ton of time. If you have like macros for a client and then you could give them a bunch of different meal options, which AI could do in a second, it would take you hours to figure that out, right? You have to look it over and tweak it a little bit, but it could do almost all the work for you.
Yeah, or they could track their food using ChatGPT, right? Instead of using MyFitnessPal or MyNetDiary, they can say, hey, here's my food. Can you track this for me? And then it's 10 less steps that they have to do, and it's all in there.
I think it's permeating every single industry. Personal training is no different, and we have to adopt it or die. And that sounds kind of scary. Just like, if you were a trainer that didn't adopt Google search 20 years ago and you were self-employed, good luck. You are missing out on a huge percentage of business if you never got into having a website and listing yourself on Google or getting into social media at all. And I know there's word of mouth, there's other ways to make a business function, but you want every avenue open. That way you can grow in a few different ways. People are very scared and unsure of what's going to happen. And obviously we are too, but I'm pretty confident that we have this one right.
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere.
I think we're safe.
We're good.
Maybe longer than we deserve to be safe, considering all the other jobs that are biting the dust.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We hope that we see you soon. Please remember to like, rate, review, subscribe, all the things, because it really does help us out and it helps us continue to grow.
Thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, stay sort of healthy.
Bye.